Hey, what's up? Samuel Leeds here, and in this video I wanted to talk to you about passive income and the 5 ways that you can make passive income through property. So before I tell you where you can make passive income from in property, let me just explain to you what passive income is, because most people, they're not taught about passive income. If you know what it is, it's because you're self-educated. Because, I mean, in my book, Buy Low, Rent High, which, by the way, if you've not read, you really should read this. I say, when I was at school, if I'd have told my teachers that I wanted to be a property investor, they would have said that it was risky. They would have told me that if I wanted to guarantee success, I needed to follow their system. And I'm sure you're familiar with their system. I call this the 7 lies. Because all my life, probably all your life, we were told by the government, by our school teachers, by our parents, this sort of stuff. I call this the 7 lies. 1, study hard at school, as it's important you get good grades. 2, go on to university if you want to be paid well. 3, get a good job for life. 4, if you buy a house, pay off the mortgage as quickly as possible. 5, save as much money as you can to store away safely in the bank. 6, the harder you work, the more money you'll make. And 7, look forward to retirement, because that's the good life. You've probably heard that. That is such nonsense. That is the opposite of passive income. That is the opposite of financial freedom. That's called being a slave to a job forever. And we know what a job stands for. Jump out of bed on a journey of boredom to be just over broke. Working 40 hours a week for 40 years to retire on 40% of what we couldn't afford to live on in the first place. To begin to get your mind around the new way of thinking, which is passive income, which is financially freedom, I say these are the 7 truths. 1, most people do not benefit from good school grades. Oops, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe you're offended right now, but hey, this is it. 2, most people who finish university still struggle to get a job. I know so many people who, when I invested in myself and went and started going on property courses, I'm like 17, 18 years old, they laughed at me. They went to university. And after finishing university, after 4 years of spending like £50,000 on university, they couldn't even get a job. It's sad, but it's true. Number 3, a good job for life doesn't exist. 4, paying off the mortgage quickly is not smart. 5, your money is shrinking in the bank. 6, some of the poorest people are the hardest workers. I know that because I've been out in the slums of India and the rural parts of Africa. And 7, if retirement is your motivation, you will be extremely disappointed. What is passive income? Passive income is when you work once and you get paid forever. Active income is when you work once and you get paid once. Therefore, you have to keep working to keep getting paid. You're trading your time and your energy, you're trading that for money. Whereas passive income, do something once, invest in something once, and you're getting paid ongoing. When your passive income equals your living expenses, you're financially free. Not necessarily rich, but you don't have to work again and again because your passive income covers your lifestyle. So there's different ways to make passive income. You can make passive income from network marketing, from automated online affiliate schemes, and all different things, vending machines, advertising spaces. There's different ways to make passive income. But I believe that the best way to make passive income is through property investing, or if you're in America, real estate. Why is that? It's because it's bricks and mortar. You can touch it, you can feel it. Not only does it give you an income, a passive income, but also you've got an asset that's going to appreciate over time. So that's why I love property so much. Also, if you go on the Sunday Times rich list, you'll see that all the people that are rich, that are making good money, they all invest in property. There's a common denominator, and it's property. So here's the 5 ways that I make passive income from property, and I think you should be too. Number 1 is buy to let. Buy to let is just simply when you buy residential houses, family homes, and you rent them out. People always need to live in them. You will always get an income from them, and that is called buy to let property investing. It's fantastic. It's very bread and butter. Number 2 is HMOs. If you want to lift the cash flow a little bit, HMOs, great way to earn passive income. That's when you rent a house of multiple occupation out. So you rent it out on a room by room basis to young professionals or to students. You get a higher income with the right management systems in place. That is a very, very healthy form of passive income. Number 3, serviced accommodation. I've done videos about serviced accommodation. You can check them out just above. Serviced accommodation is almost like a hotel with no staff. It's when you rent out a property, an apartment, a house, but you rent it out serviced accommodation on things like Airbnb, Booking.com. You have guests instead of tenants. Now this needs to be managed and systemized properly, otherwise it's not passive income. But when it is managed and systemized properly, it will give you probably the highest form of cash flow and passive income that any of the other strategies will give you. Serviced accommodation is a minefield. You need to get the right training to do it properly, but it's a fantastic way that we make very, very high passive income. Number 4, commercial property. We invest in commercial properties. I'm just in the process of buying a 1.5 million commercial unit at the moment. The great thing about commercial property is there's real tax advantages to buying commercial. You save on stamp duty. You can buy it through a SAS, so your pension can invest in property. Also, the tenants are usually very, very long term. They'll sign 15-year leases and they will be responsible for the maintenance of the property. So it's completely passive. I would recommend probably starting out with residential, but once you've got a nice property portfolio already, definitely start considering commercial. Lastly is a property business. You could set up a sourcing company, which is where you find properties and pass them on to investors. People say the problem is with a sourcing company is it's active income. You make massive income, but not passive income, because you can find a property a day and pass it to an investor and make $3,000 a day. Brilliant, but it's active. True until you turn it into a business, which is when you have staff. Some people are really scared of staff. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't want any staff. Listen, if you want to get very wealthy, you want to be able to have the lifestyle where you can do what you want, when you want, with who you want, then there's nothing wrong with having staff. Again, do it properly, make sure you have the right contracts and you do it properly. But if you have a property business and you have staff, it's true passive income and it can be passive and massive. But first steps is to become financially free. Before you start thinking about taking on loads of staff, how do you become financially free? Read the books, attend the classes and the seminars, and implement the knowledge. We run a 2-day property investors crash course. If you've not been to the property investors crash course, that is where it always starts. I mean, I have success students every single week, people leaving their jobs, becoming financially free, turning into property moguls, and all of them all go through the property investors crash course. So you can, again, in the description, you can book on to the property investors crash course, and guess what? It's completely free. I don't know how long I'll be continuing to run these crash courses for free, but it's completely free. People traveling from all over the world. So claim your free ticket today, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you so much.